Hi! Well, today I am 38 weeks and 6 days pregnant. I'm feeling very, very, very pregnant and know that I'm measuring way ahead because I have a large baby inside, we think. Other than that, it might just be fluid. But yeah, 39 weeks tomorrow and hoping little one makes an appearance soon. One, because I'm tired and heavy, and I know I'm going to be a lot more tired probably when it arrives, but I'm very heavy. And I also am nervous still about losing it, and I know it's really, really unusual to lose it this late, but yeah, it's one of my anxieties I think that I've got about it. As opposed to worrying about being a mum, I'm worried about that, will I be able to be a mum, will it come? So I'm keeping an eye on kicks constantly. But I wanted to share with you some of the symptoms that I've had. One of those is, I think it's like period cramping, but it's not like it doesn't come on and get harder and stronger and then release. It kind of just stays there. It's like a dull ache the whole time. And it goes away. It's not like all day long, but it's quite a dull ache now and again, which is quite uncomfortable. But I think that's potentially my body just preparing for labour, which is a good sign. My bump goes rock solid at times, and it doesn't feel uncomfortable. I know some people say that's Braxton Hicks, but I don't feel any gripping pains or anything. It is just hard to touch. It's actually really hard at the moment. Also, at night, going to the toilet. Now, I go to the toilet a million times a day anyway, and I drink about 3 to 4 litres of water, and about a litre of that is during the night. But when I wake up in the night, I think, oh, I need the toilet, and I go to sit up, and literally I cannot sit up. It's like stabbing pains in my bladder region, and I just have to roll myself out of bed, and I'm literally bent over double trying to get to the toilet. And then once I've gone to the loo, it's fine, it goes away again. I did the other night get sharp pain afterwards. But I'd had a chat to my midwife today, and she said that that's actually because basically when we're laying down, our bladders fill up a little bit more, and obviously we're asleep, so we're not really aware of needing the toilet. And then as you sit up, it makes sense really, your baby drops onto your bladder, and it's quite painful and quite sharp. I don't know if everyone experiences it, but I do know of one other person who's mentioned they're going through the same thing as well. So if you're getting that, don't panic. I mean, you could have a urinary tract infection, but I think that's generally if you've got the pain during the day, and it's normally more painful when you go to the toilet as well. Whereas mine doesn't hurt when I go, it's just the literal trying to sit up and walking to the loo from bed, from the lying down position. So if you've got that, welcome to the club. Or if you haven't got it yet, I think you're probably going to get it at some point. But never mind. All the joys of pregnancy and no complaints really, because it means that baby's doing well. I do seem to get a foot in my side quite frequently, and you can feel it, it's quite firm and pushes out on me, which is quite a nice feeling. Baby doesn't move as much. When it does move, it honestly feels like your insides are turning inside out, but it kicks me a bit more. And I do feel some movement, and it's quite active most of the day. It's really difficult to describe the movement because it's not the same as it was before, but you definitely know it's moving. And I think its head is very much down. I get a lot of pressure in my lower belly. Oh, it's moving now, so it must know we're speaking about it. But I'm really, really keen to meet little one. I'll show you my bump now. Here we are. Here is said bump. So it's quite stuck out. Literally, my husband took a picture of me naked from the back, and you couldn't see my bump at all. So it's all out the front, and I think we're measuring about 41 weeks now. The joy. So, and I'm not even sticking it. If I stuck my bum out, there you go. But no, that's with my bum really pulled in. So we have a nice, hard, very firm bump at the moment. I'm obviously symptom watching, which they say to do, so water's breaking, contractions and things. I don't think I've had anything in particular exciting so far. I have been online researching how to induce labour naturally because I'm quite keen for little one to arrive, to take away that anxiety so it's in our arms safe, and also to meet it because we don't know what it is yet, so boy or girl, who knows? Guesses please on postcards. So we shall see. I had reflexology yesterday to try and encourage things along. Obviously nothing has happened yet, but I'm not going to expect things to happen all of a sudden. I've read up quite a lot that mainly people's waters break during the night, which I was quite surprised about, to be honest, given the fact that you're laying down and there's less pressure, I guess, on them breaking, but I guess it's a natural process due to hormones and everything else. Lots have it in the evening, but most sort of in the early hours of the morning, and then generally seem to go into labour within a couple of hours. Others go into labour and their waters break afterwards, or their waters have to be broken. So who knows, it's a bit of a guessing game. I had a chat with a midwife today about stretch and sweep and also induction. Here in the UK they tend not to induce you till you're at least 12 days over, which is scary. It's another 20 days, and thinking that I only have maybe 7 or 8 left till my official due date makes it seem like a very long time. But let's try everything else first, because that means, I think, more or less drugs and things, and I don't really want to go down that route, and I wouldn't be able to have the birth centre, birth pool labour that I would like. She also said about stretch and sweep. She said, but have several of those before we even look at induction, and she's offered to come next week to give me a stretch and sweep to try and encourage things along if little one hasn't arrived. My mum and my husband are convinced it's going to come by the end of the week, but who knows? I don't really have any idea. I don't feel like it's going to. Sometimes I think, oh, I'm really excited, you know, I can't wait for those waters breaking or the contractions to start, and I can get all excited, and then other times I think it's going to be ages and it's going to be ended up being induced. So who knows? I think that's part of probably the excitement of having a baby, and the control freak in me is trying to deal with it. But I'm not the only one. I'm sure there's plenty of women out there who sit from 37 weeks going, come on, come on, come on, ready to meet you. I am just desperate to get this little one in our arms, and I walk past my baby stuff every day and think, oh, I can't wait to use it. So hopefully it won't be long. I think that's about it. If anyone's got any questions or queries or any thoughts of things that might help baby arrive, please let me know. I've gone through the raspberry leaf tea, I've gone through pineapples, there are some other herbal bits and pieces, but it's a bit careful to touch those. And there's also acupuncture, of course, which I might potentially go down the route of next week, because I did read that it's 80% successful at inducing labour. So we shall see what happens. Let's get to next week. Hopefully baby will have arrived in the meantime. Anyway, I hope you're all having a good week and a good day, and I will update you soon. Bye!